with an Isri though. You feel me? Nah.
Nah.
They're gonna be checking. Nigga, but why I keep fucking up? Fucking bitch.
What's good? Y'all tap into part 2, Urban Moguls B. Right here, we dropped the Mo's game. I'm gonna need y'all to stop what y'all doing before we start this part 2. Hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, that like button, leave a comment. If you really fucking with this channel, leave a comment for real. Let me know, you feel me? You can take a screenshot.
Yeah, if you like it right now, he will take a shot.
Nah. I don't know about all that, you feel me? Hey, but look, we jumping to part 2, man. You feel me? Let the people know, man, what it is that you do, man. How you got started with all this music stuff.
Music?
Yeah.
I got started with music. I always loved music when I was a kid.
Right.
I always loved rap music. It probably like really started hitting off freshman year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when LimeWire really started hitting off. I know that's a really generational thing to say, because not everybody might not realize, but like if you were a kid growing up when LimeWire hit, like that shit was so crazy because there was no YouTube. It wasn't like you could look up a video.
Right.
Like say if there was a video from the 80s.
Right.
That like Eric B and Rakim, like very structural hip hop. You know what I mean? Like from New York in the 80s. You couldn't look that shit up when you were a kid.
Yeah.
You couldn't because there was no YouTube. That YouTube shit was just all homemade videos.
Right.
So it was only like LimeWire. And LimeWire was all MP3 rips.
Man, that's the same era when, you know, a lot of us knew how to code all the MySpace background pages. You feel me? Coding MySpace, you feel me? For real though.
Shit, you could really
you could do some shit with that, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Who really got you into the hip hop scenery?
Myself.
Yourself?
I can honestly
What was it that you was listening to at the point?
At that point?
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, it was like real commercial shit. Like VH1. VH1 got me into hip hop.
Right. What song particularly?
Can't Touch This. MC Hammer.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he ended up being from Oakland.
Right.
Which ended up being a cool connection, but I didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
You know. But just him doing the dancing shit. And then I remember when I was a kid, I would always make burnt CDs. I think burnt CDs came out when I was in like 3rd grade. And I would make burnt CDs. And I had an older sister. And when
now 17 and all that shit, right?
Oh,
yeah.
We had my older sister would always get mad at me because I would play it on my Walkman, my CD Walkman.
Right.
And then I'd be like whispering the words to myself, like.
Yeah.
And she'd always hit me like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, shut up! No one wants to hear that." You know? Like my older sister would always do that to me. And it always kind of made me feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. But as I kept going, I was just like, I don't know how to say it besides anyway. I don't know how to say it.
Say it how you feel it.
Like, that's me. It's part of me.
Yeah.
Like, it was something that when I saw it and when I felt it.
You knew you were destined for it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was destined for it, but I don't even say it like that in a way where like it's mine, because it's not mine. It's everybody's.
Yeah.
It's everybody's. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's mine, but it was just like, oh shit, this is like a real thing, and I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be.
So at what point did you become a part of it?
I became part of it probably like I was 17.
Right.
17 started.
And you was dropping singles consistently? Was you dropping CDs and mixtapes?
I was just rapping with some cats that were in town that happened to have the fucking shit. Cause you gotta remember when I was.
Was it rap or was it funk? Like that you spitting right now?
No, it wasn't funk. They were all trying to do like, it was some white boys that were trying to do some like Livewire shit.
Right.
Yeah. Like they
Mob Figures and Livewire type shit.
It was all a bunch of kids from the suburbs trying to do that type of shit.
Yeah.
So I just played the part, but I got good at it.
Yeah.
And then eventually I dipped out. I went to SAC. They all started doing what they were doing.
SAC, where your parents are from, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they all started doing that shit. They all became Trump supporters or whatever they said. They stopped fucking around with the culture, but I take the culture serious.
Right.
I take the culture and I respect it.
Yeah.
And I know my history and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would never disrespect it in a way like that. So I kept on doing my studying, I kept on doing my shit, and then I dug into West Coast hip hop.
Right.
And then from West Coast hip hop, I dug into
What
Bay
was the
Area
first
hip-hop.
West Coast hip hop that you jumped into?
Shit, probably. I mean, if we're talking about first, like for the
whatever
first,
triggered you.
Snoop. It was probably Snoop because Snoop was mainstream, commercial. You know what I mean? Like that was mainstream. But I always remember the first time I heard Mac Dre.
Yeah.
I always remember.
What was it?
It was a kid from Los Baños. I don't know if you know where Los Baños is.
I know where Los Baños is.
Yeah, it's over by Modesto. I still don't know where that's at.
Yeah.
But it was this kid named Robert. It's a little redheaded Mexican dude. And then he came up to me and we were cool. Like, we were friends. And then he came up to me and he was telling me, like, oh, like, have you ever heard of Mac Dre? I was like, no, I never heard of him. And then he was like, go download this on LimeWire tonight. And it was Get Stupid. So I played it, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, this shit sounds hella familiar. I always remember from Get Stupid, Mac Dre, like that shit sounded hella familiar.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I heard it and it felt like I had heard it before.
Yeah.
And maybe I did, but I'm not sure.
Right.
And then he's like, oh. And I came back, I was like, that's dope. He's like, all right, go look up Thizzle Dance, go look up this, that. And then from that point, it was like, I just went on my whole Dre escape. Because, I mean, Dre was already almost dead at that point.
Yeah.
So I went through his whole catalog after that. And after that, I became like a Mac Dre stan. Like,
so that's kind of what got you into funk? Or what got you into funk?
No, because I already liked funk before that.
Okay.
I already liked funk before that. Because my dad grew, you got to remember, my dad grew up in fucking Northern California during the 70s. That was Tower of Power. Tower of Power, they're like one of the main funk bands that influenced Prince, who was one of the main funk guys.
Right.
So like the funk runs deep, you know what I mean? So Tower of Power, Can Function, they're from Vallejo.
Right.
So I grew up off of all that real old school funk shit. And then when I found out like all these rappers are like sampled that shit, then I looked into it even more, and just because I'm like a music nerd, like I kept looking into it more, and I realized I'm boring to everybody in the room.
Well, I mean that speaks a lot about your music, because I've listened to your music and it's a lot of funk. Everything that you spit, every beat that you spit on is a lot of funk. And you know, a big artist that you really collabed with was G Perico, one of them. And his music is really old school type shit. You feel me? They try to compare him to Eazy-E, you know what I mean? And when I listen to what you rap on, it's a lot of stuff that I could hear about. What's his name? Ezel out the Bay Area. You feel me?
You know what's
so
funny
it's a lot. It's a lot of that's like mixed in, you feel me? So it's a good collab.
Yeah, Ezel was a very big part. I remember I was about to quit rapping.
Yeah.
And that was around 20. I know Ezel dropped 5 Minutes of Funk probably 2013. Yeah. It was 2013. But that shit didn't pass around to everybody else until a few years later.
Right.
And I found out about 2015. And we were hooping outside of my homie's yard. We were all hooping. And we heard some dude rapping, and it was when I just started rapping, and I was like, who is that? And they're like, oh, it's this dude Ezel, he's from Oakland. And then I started listening to it, and I was like, oh shit, like you can, my fucking mind clicked. I was like, you can still do that?
Yeah.
Like I didn't think you could still do that.
Yeah.
Like, my whole thing was like, me as trying to rap, like I was like, how am I gonna fit into this modern shit?
Yeah.
And when I heard Ezel do it, and like he did it in a modern way, but at the same time, like he made it in a way where everyone could appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like it clicked in my head, and I was like, oh shit, you can, like that's what Ezel did for me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you could do that?
Right.
And then after that, I was like, all right. And then, like, when we would first listen to Ezel, when I started showing it to everybody, they were like, that's how you sound when you rap.
It just all makes sense to you.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, like, if everybody says that's how I sound already, and, like, I know I fuck with it tough. Like, I'm already instantly like, this is my guy, you know? I found him to wherever he goes.
Yeah.
So then when I found out everybody else was fucking with it, and they were like, that's how you sound, I was like, alright, I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing.
So how the G Perico collab go about?
That was all.
Cause you know G Perico, he really like on some funky type stuff. You feel me? Old school type shit too.
G Perico's raw, yeah. And I don't even mean to. I don't even want to put him in that scale.
That category.
He's old school.
Yeah.
Because like he's got a lot of good.
Yeah, like, he got the new school and old school too. Yeah.
But nah, it was all just Instagram. It was during COVID. And you know, a lot of the rappers during COVID were posting on their stories like, hey, we gotta hit me up for a verse.
Yeah.
And then me and my producer at the same time, my COVID checks were hitting. His shit was looking good. So we were like, all right, we already had a whole album produced at that point, but we were like, we would like to get more eyes on it. So let's hit. We're both fans of him. We're both fans of him. So let's hit him up. He was like, yeah. We sent it to him. We weren't sure what we were gonna get back. You know, we didn't know if it was gonna be G Perico, but he hit us back with the shit. And
what's the name of that track that you did?
It's called Live from the Function. You know what's funny about that too? He sent us only the stems. I don't know if you know how recording goes, but he sent us only the stems. So he sent us like all these little pieces. I personally put it together. Like I put all his shit to the beat, and like I took his little doubles and made doubles out of it, made ad-libs out of the whole shit, and then I sent it to my fucking mixing mastering engineer, who is B Bravo. B Bravo, he actually does the sound for the Dodger Stadium.
Right.
Yeah. So since it's him, and he made it what it was, along with Jay Worthy. So
Jay Worthy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how it happened. I mean, shit. It wasn't anything more than an Instagram link. Really.
Right. So how do you run with something like that? You feel me? You got big names on your track. How do you run with that? You feel me?
Just hope it'll do what it will do. Because at the same time, it might not do anything.
Right.
It might not.
It's a hit or miss.
Like, the way we did it was like, alright, they didn't repost it or anything. Which is fine, because they're hella busy. They're hella busy, so I'm not going to take it personal. You know what I mean? Like, they probably did hella features when they posted that story.
Facts.
And hella people hit them up. But I was like, as long as my shit sounds good, enough people will listen to my shit, and as long as my shit doesn't sound so bad that they skip it, then that's a win for me.
Fact. So your views went up then by collaborating with them?
Yeah, everything went up. Everything went up.
Yeah. By a lot?
By a lot. Tenfold. Man. Yeah. From hundreds to thousands.
Man.
Well, still like that.
Yeah, that's a win-win. You know what I'm saying? Because he winning, you winning, everybody's winning.
But that shit was 6 months ago. They wouldn't keep coming back like that. That shit didn't sound good.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we got more shit for him.
Yeah.
We got more shit. And that's what it comes to.
Man. Look, man, before we close this interview out, man, I just want to let the people know. His music is way different from a lot of other people's music. You feel me? Really tap into what they putting out. A lot of funk stuff. When I say funk, it's a lot of old school vibes mixed with new school vibes. You know what I'm saying? It's that new wave type stuff. You feel me? And it's stuff you can vibe to. That summer type vibe. You know, that cruising type vibe. A lot of all that stuff. You feel me? But like I said, before we close this interview, I'll let the people know where they can find your music, where they can find your Instagram, your social media, everything.
My name is Nicofasho, Nicofasho. You can find me like that anywhere, everywhere. But first of all, go do it on Spotify. If you really want to do it, go hit me up on Instagram. Find that link in the bio and go buy that 7-inch vinyl. Because as soon as we sell out on those 7-inch vinyls that we got, we're going to put out the album. We're going to put out the album on wax. Because we do that shit on wax. But yeah, that's all I do. You know,
facts.
I don't mean to be...
Hell yeah. No, you good, bro. Hey, I appreciate you You know what I'm saying? Making time for us and pulling up and all that.
Appreciate y'all pulling up, bro.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying?
Cameras aside, we really appreciate you guys pulling up, bro.
On everything. But look, man, y'all tapping into Urban Moguls to be. Right here, we dropped the most game. We right here with Nicofasho. Make sure y'all tap into his Instagram, all his music getting put out. I promise you're going to have a good vibe. You feel me?
Yeah.
But look, man, y'all tapping into Urban Moguls be right here. We dropped the most game. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like button, that notification bell, and leave a comment. You feel me? We out here doing live and direct.
Hey, yo.